friends, I'm Alanah, welcome to my channel, where we are just about to watch The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play. I have not seen any of the leaks, thankfully. I'm very excited to get into this fresh. We're jumping right in here. So let's do it. I don't know what to expect from this one, but I am sort of hoping that maybe at the end we get an announcement of when their next conference is. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I would really like to know if we're getting that sort of E3 thing that's predicted for June 3rd. I guess we'll see. Great. Love the sound of all of that. The stream already looks a lot better quality than the Ghost of Tsushima one, so.
I wish things were different.
Troy Baker. I have goosebumps.
I wish things were different. Ellie! But they ain't.
I love their relationship so much.
Please stop.
Definitely excited to see more about who Ellie is now, I guess.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
It's beautiful.
To do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get to get away with this?
How'd you find us?
You can't stop this.
I want what you want. But not at any cost.
It definitely looks brutal, gory, all that stuff, which I'm on board with. Obviously the trailers, even from the jump, gave us an indication of that, but
I really hope you make it.
still just keep being surprised by it, I guess. She really does look different.
I have to finish it.
There's a cost.
I hope that we haven't completely lost the, like, lighthearted, wondrous side of Ellie. God damn.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
It's a good timepiece. But I did hear at PSX the year they announced it.
I'm Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty
I'll
Dog
let
and the
Neil
Director
Druckmann speak.
of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing
Red
well.
Dead vibes.
Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before.
Okay.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2,
I assumed.
including new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence.
Yes.
You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
Sign me up. I was gonna say, sorry if I cut you off, Neil, that I heard that this is a game about hate. First game was a game about love.
What happened?
This is about hate.
I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away.
I'm worried about that.
They were actually gonna make a cure. The only catch. It would kill her.
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors. With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find
Seems
relative peace
really
and
nice.
even stability.
Congrats.
Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our kiss from last night?
Who does that?
However, this peace is
Weirdo.
short-lived. Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event.
She dies in it.
Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside
Jackson
world
dies.
in search of retribution and justice.
You're gonna start it the same way the
Her
first game
journey will
starts,
take her to
except
new
it's
parts of the country
not
previously unexplored in The Last of
Joel's
Us.
daughter.
The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in
Great.
meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our
On
goal
board.
was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible. Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle,
That's
a massive former
stunning.
quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it. The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture,
wanna be in it.
elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've
want
introduced
it.
new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats. Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
That's cool.
These
Got those
more
Uncharted
open
4
environments
ropes?
also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains.
Horse looks really good too.
Some
Often
streets
look
are
bad.
so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them.
Oh, fuck, it's moving, can't you?
However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city.
I wonder if we can actually explore that
In the
amount of
wake of the
verticality.
pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as
that bin just
resistance
stuck
to the
inside of another
military
bin?
occupation of Seattle, and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing
So
trespassers on
cinematic.
sight.
Gosh dang.
We got another trespasser.
Oh heck.
A girl. Did you see her?
I mean, it suits the Pacific Northwest, but damn,
On
it
the other
looks
side of this
gloomy.
bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're
Oh,
known
wow.
for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Clip her wings.
But beyond
Yeah,
this
I guess my
conflict
concern
among
is-
survivors,
Sorry.
the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected.
Jeez.
They are the recently
big boy.
infected runners, who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the stalkers,
Still
who sneak and hide
PTSD
until they're ready to attack,
Goddamn
surprising their
clickers.
victims with extreme agility and brutal violence.
Be so anxious.
The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustule. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims. But our most terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Why would you do that? I worry that this game is going to be like
Overcoming
devastating,
these threats will require careful consideration of how
serious,
you approach
dark
every
the whole way
combat
through, and
encounter
that I can't
how you
handle it right
leverage
now.
Ellie's unique skills,
Which is not on the game.
equipment, and the environment to your
I love what
advantage.
Naughty Dog does. It's a very mature way of storytelling, which I appreciate in the
The
games industry.
WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover.
Oh wow, that's cool.
They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence.
Huh? Very cool.
Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection.
hiding anywhere.
Stop.
25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown.
Robots.
Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths
Very
or
impressed by
areas
the
to evade
size of
or
environments
take
and
on your
how
enemies. In any
how
given
much it-
combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth
option
to
it offers
regain
us
the
when it comes to
advantage.
combat, by the looks of things.
If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks.
Animations.
Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before
Oh
dealing
my
a killing
god,
blow.
it's so good.
Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move. Ellie isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
The camera
Between the
angles
human
keep changing a lot
survivors
too,
and the
which I
roaming
think I like.
infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities.
Good lighting.
You can choose whether to
What a
attack
red,
these opponents
which I like.
separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other.
Cool. I'm glad we're seeing
Flee as they fight,
Gameplay.
or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left.
Who is that? Is that the guy I thought was dead? Who is that?
Our goal is to create unparalleled tension, coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey.
Cool.
As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles.
I didn't
and
love
the
the
choices
crafting
you
in the
make
first
will
game.
create your own distinct experience.
Seems like a solid upgrade.
We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to
Great.
your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes.
I'll always
all of
take
which are
some
visualized and become part of your character.
upgradey nonsense. Yeah, cool. Cool with me. Oh man, I already know this game is gonna make me so nervous. The stakes,
Survival will
they're so
also
high.
require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more.
I feel like because of the way the first game played out, I just care about Ellie so much. I don't want anything to happen to her. And now I'm responsible for her the whole time. Left Behind's totally like that. Nice.
All of these gameplay systems are meant to immerse you in the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.
Cool.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th.
Thanks, Neil. I appreciate that. Review of August, June
Until
12th.
then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay.
Brilliant.
Enjoy.
I'll make myself smaller for this part for you guys, just in case you haven't seen it elsewhere. Okay. Also, I really hope you guys can't hear the beeping in the background. Look, I know I can get really repetitive when watching extended things like this, but this is stunning. Also, she's swimming. It's the greatest gameplay reveal of all time. She learned to swim. I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you. You got it together. Ah, oh, even underwater. Bless you. She's swimming. Sold. Man, I really feel like this game has a lot of... Like, I really want to say verticality of... It's in the same way that they did with Lost Legacy. I feel like it's going to have like a series of mini sandboxes connected together, like just very large environments with a lot of options. I feel like Naughty Dog is heading in a direction of making things, well, they're still linear because their narratives are so important, just less linear in the actual gameplay structure, which I really like. I really liked the huge map they had in Lost Legacy.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up. Do you know a girl named Nora?
What is that?
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Oh. Ellie's strong. Jesus, that's brutal. Oh my god. Oh. I hope she's not an asshole. Was that a PSP? Oh my god. That's the Hotline Miami music. She was playing Hotline Miami. That's a Vita. I love that. I recognize that song. No way. That's so cool. I don't know why that made me so happy. A Hotline Miami cameo shouldn't... I don't know. I think that's dope.
Hey, we get the job done.
I bet you do. Well, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
Loving this tall grass. Catch lots of Pokemon. Do some Assassin's Creed. Okay.
I heard
Love that.
wants us to retake all of downtown.
I hope we can actually play it like a stealth game.
No way.
It lends itself to that, but
Went down last time.
I feel like it's so easy to fail in Uncharted 4, for example, on stealth, so... Yeah, I hope this is a little more doable. The dogs are gonna make it hard. Also, I hate killing dogs in games, but... I love that they react when you grab them. Damn. Oh! Oh, they figured it out. Oh, machete? Oh no, it's just a big piece of wood. Love a big piece of wood. I'm sorry. Dog can't climb building. Jet fuel can't melt steel beam. Oh boy. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh. Don't hurt the dogs. I'm gonna have a tough time with that. Seriously, this environment seems massive. Solid map. I love a good bow. I'm gonna use that a lot. This gameplay looks great. Like the variety of stealth kills we've seen here, or techniques that we've seen here, is impressive.
Just like that.
Do they explain why Ellie can look through walls? Some sort of superhero we've got on our hands here. See, I like that a lot. It's,
I'll go check it out.
you know, maybe if that were a second earlier, that wouldn't have happened, but it didn't automatically trigger a state of attack. Like, there seemed to be different layers or levels to how they respond to you and stuff. I feel like a lot of games that approach stealth this way can feel really unfair. And when everyone's just suddenly flagged and horns are blaring and all that, no, this seems like an evolution of that genre at the very least, of that style. Really impressed. Like, again, change a weapon. Yeah. Oh, she slots it in. Am I just easily impressed? I don't know. Oof. I think this gameplay looks fantastic, is what I'm gonna say.
Damn it! Find another way off.
Like, if this were E3 and we were watching this during an E3 showcase, yeah, this would be, like, up for Game of Show Awards. Like, don't let the state of play thing ruin the hype. This is super impressive gameplay.
You, Nora?
Oh, that would have taken me a long time to see. I wouldn't have found that for ages. Thank you for letting me know where that is for when I get to this part of the game. I really appreciate that.
The fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this...
I'm getting tired of this.
Nora. Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
Cutscene or animation? Unsure. You gonna see that every time? It was long. You didn't take the... You did with the tape. You gotta take the tape, dog.
Don't scream. Put that shit down.
It's a lot of swearing. I'm offended. I'm not no sarcasm. It's fine. She does swear.
Remember me?
Same.
You remember me?
I really enjoyed that. They just sold me on the gameplay more than I had ever been sold before. I'm wondering if that was Riley? I don't know. We'll see what everyone else thinks. I'm not entirely sure. But damn. Really impressed with that gameplay. Yeah, it looks like there are so many options, ways to approach things. Just get rid of that. Huge fan. Yep. On board. Sign me up. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.